Yeah, should be a banger. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Kaos going to be grabbing this initial time. Royal doing his best to clear this kitchen area. Big fights all around the map. Logano just locking it down. Currently sitting at 2-0, 18 seconds on time. Royal trying to lock down these P2 spawns.
Yeah, P2 spawns again. They're the main thing teams are looking for on this P1. Look at the back heli positioning, though, from Markel. Oh, apologies. Yeah, that is Markel back there. Needs to stay up and does. Good opportunity. Gets a second one. That's good positioning on the P2 spawns. Galaxy should be able to get a good amount of scrap off of this P1, but no, they're ripped off of that a little bit earlier than I think they would have liked. So they're led into an 8-point deficit heading into this P2. Not the worst in the world, but they're going to have to find this break. And what a great couple openers from Blue Gatorade and Mythical. Great kills to find early on. Drix and Ascent going to trade back two. That's an opportunity, especially with Markel spawning all the way out. Same with Blue Gatorade. Now they're in a lot of trouble on the hill. They've got to win some big fights. Logano finds one before getting traded down. Doomsix finds a big kill, gets a second one on the trade onto Markel. That's a huge break for Galaxy.
Yeah, absolutely massive, and Logano not going to be able to find that one. Doom6 currently on a three spree. He is looking for those streaks. They can be such a game changer on this map, especially for a P1 or a P4. However, it does look like in the background he has fallen. So streaks currently not an issue for the side of Kaos. Kaos just continuing to collect this scrap time. About a 20 lead has been attained, pushing 30 now. But Ascent managing to find that player rotating off time, reads the player there, just not able to find the shots. Logano gonna win that one, but Doom6 once again on the time, trying to do God's work, does get shut down by Blue Gatorade. Blue Gatorade gonna be able to find two there on time. Mythical continues to soak. Doom6 flying in, manages to find one. Not going to be able to find another Gatorade there to play upset again, and he's currently 10-6.
Dangerous fight to be taking for Ascent. He drops the spawns. Almost looked a little dicey there for a moment. A lot of time on this P3 for Kaos, but they did give up the P4 spawns. Logano, though, finding two in a row. Mythical with two of his own on this life still. They're going to look to aggress now towards this P4. They got to be careful of the spawn out. They just got to keep these Galaxy players spawning on the other side of the map, and they finally do. They finally get a little bit of a gap in the action. Royal going to fall as well. Opportunity for Ascent, but he can't find much more than one. So going to be Kaos with initial control of this P4. Not a concrete hold just yet, though, so they're going to have to be very, very careful here.
Yeah, they are doing a great job at sort of locking things down here without full spawn control, but that should do it. That should be spawns completely locked down. This player up top is trying to clear things out. However, Logano going to be able to find first, reach outs for the second, able to find Doom6 as well. More time just going into the hands of Kaos. G-Drix going to be able to find one in the back before getting picked up. And Kaos is just all over this time. But as I say that, Galaxy manages to find a break. Ascent going to be able to not find anything. But, oh, my goodness, Blue Gatorade finds two once again. Make it three. Sorry, Mythical finds three to clear that time off.
Yeah, it's rough early here for Kaos. End of the first reset. We're at a 70-point lead for Kaos. Galaxy, they've got to do something to turn this around, especially already P2 spawns in the favor of Kaos. They've got to find either some time on this P1, but they've got to get those P2 rotations underway. Logano, though, doing a great job at holding map space. Ascent, that's a big kill to miss out on there. Still going to look to try to hit this long wrap. Number 8 on your mini-map. Keep an eye on him. He's going to make this play. Opportunity to find one and does. That should be the spawn flip, at least in potential here, but still spawning out is Galaxy. They're going to have to be careful again, as those spawns not quite ripped out, and Mythical and Markel going to combine for a couple. Still a lot of time on this P1 for Kaos, even if they don't get P2 spawns here.
Yeah, no, a massive amount of time accrued there for Kaos. A little bit of time for Galaxy coming back on the tail end of it. However, Kaos is not worried about it whatsoever. They're set up for P2, finishing off the scrap as well. and we are looking at a 90-point lead going into the second P2.
Yeah, especially with Kaos in control. I mean, they're in control of this hill and the map by a long shot so far. They're just looking to convert and not mess up anything too poorly, and they're doing a great job of this P2 hold so far, but they did let Ascent in the back. He's making them spawn out, but he can't win the second fight. Blue Gatorade, ring around the rosy, finds Doom6 down the hatch, and the rest of the team comes in for support. Markel grabs a good one there, still looking for more. What a timing that is from Blue Gatorade, looking for 3, make it not quite the 4th. That would have been unreal. Royal, though, I mean, he's left with nothing to do, tagged up by himself, and the rest of the scrap, couple more fights. Drix will claim some time on, but, I mean, Kaos, they're more than happy to just grab that right back. Look at number 3 on your minimap, getting those P4 spawns, Mythical. Just got to sit back here for now. He's got to bide his time and play to break with his teammates on this P3. Gets one there, looking for more. Rest of his team now spawns in. You have a player spawning back patio during the P3. You know they're doing something right.
Yeah, for real. And one player left on this time. They just really have to sniff him out, and Ascent is going to fall to Logano. Big win there out of Blue Gatorade, locking things down 28-11, streaks in hand. The question is, are we going to get to see them, or is he just too confident in his gun skill? Another big one there out of him, keeping things locked down tight for his team. However, spawns have been lost. 20 seconds remaining on this P3, and it's Kaos just aren't losing gunfights.
No, they're just not. I mean, that's the huge... They're doing everything right now. I mean, I don't think I've seen them not hit a rotate, not hit a crucial fight. They're just finding what they need to find, and look at that. P4 already theirs to control. They have a couple fights on the extremities, and they just win them all. Doom6, the only one to find a gunfight. He can't get a second one, though. As again, Kaos up to the task, and they have a statement game here in game 1. 9 points to the win, and there's nothing stopping them now. What a performance from Kaos, especially Blue Gatorade. 34-11. Just about to round this one down. Make it 35. Icing on the cake. Kaos with a dominant map 1 performance.
Yeah, that was...
Comparing them against teams like Omit, like Unreal for a reason. And Galaxy, they want to be part of that club. They want to prove themselves. They just have to do it here. I mean, that map 1 performance is not convincing. They've got to do something a little bit different, a little bit better in this second map, and it's going to be Kaos on offense first round towards this B side. We've got 4 from Galaxy in position to receive this hit. I mean, this is the ideal setup you want to get this B hit underway. You find the first pickup as well. This is a round you have to win if you're Galaxy.
Yeah, they've set themselves up for success, but Logano going to be able to find the equalizer. Sorry, Markle going to be able to find the equalizer there. I've got to remember that Podcaster is messed up. Going to be able to find the equalizer, and the rotation is on. It's off to A. They've seen all 3 players there. The rotation may get red here just a little bit, but Mythical in a great position to lock things down and just sort of buy his team a little bit of time. Markle is going to be able to get that bomb down. Doom6 flying into this top glass. However, that player has skedaddled. Bomb has been planted. There is a player just right on bomb. Did G-Drix just see him? I don't think so. He's spotted out now. G-Drix finds some good shots, but the pinch is there. All 3 players come in a pincer formation and just shut that down.
Opportunity. It just gets completely snuffed out. Kaos, I mean, they are looking absolutely fantastic right now. This is the Kaos that I've been hoping to see for a lot of this season. We've seen glimpses of it time in and time out. We've even seen maps of it, but this is looking to be a full force. I mean, Kaos, even with Mythical in, which isn't what they played with yesterday, they're adapting very, very well. As this round gets hopped in, let's take a look at the Galaxy comms to see what they're doing in there, how they're trying to fell the Titan.
2 cross sidewalk.
2 sidewalk.
Two side. One more. Markel.
Top.
It's still the top. One was a sidewalk.
There's behind me.
I knew one was gonna flank.
Alright.
It's a bit rough in that VC. I mean, it just gets dead quiet real quick in there. It's tough to try to fight back from this position if you're Galaxy. You've got to put something together, though. I mean, Kaos, 2 rounds in a row after such a dominant hardpoint is... I mean, they're poised to take this series already. Galaxy, you've got to put up some kind of united front to keep that from happening.
Yeah, and really what it comes down to is don't get checked out. You know, you have blue Gatorade, get a couple there to open up the round, and comms just go dead. No more. There was not a single comm after blue Gatorade got those 2. There was like it just went dead as a doornail. Nothing was said. Nothing was done. And it's a tough look for the brand, in all honesty. You know, it's definitely, they are in a tough position. They just got a 100-point clubbed. They have gotten what, 3 kills in the S&D in 2 rounds. You know, not terrible, but not great. They just, I don't know. They got to find their way to lock it in here, and that is definitely not the way to do it. Gatorade going to be able to find another. Mythical going to find one, and Markle going to find one. Markle finds the second, and Chaos just looks comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, reading that flank and the laser shots on it as well is just how dialed in this Chaos side is right now. I mean, they've got all the momentum. They've got the easy street in this series. They had a huge performance on Hardpoint, and I 100% agree with what you said. It feels like Galaxy already checked themselves out a little bit. They need a voice in that call to try to figure something out as far as, you know, how are we going to fight back into this? Let's take a look in at Chaos's comms. Let's just see, just to get a bit of a comparison to see how these teams differentiate in that point.
I'm getting
The
out.
fuck?
I'm coming back to you
One
guys. I'm
outer.
coming back to you guys.
Outer or bullet ascent?
Hey, lab if you can.
You're gonna be low, you're right.
Oh, he's in. Holy shit.
Oh,
Nice try.
wait. They're terrified. They don't want to chow me.
Bro, I checked top third. I ran back. This motherfucker is sitting mid their ticket. I got no shirt on, bro. Anybody want to see?
Oh, yes. Get them yitties out.
Hey, yo, chill,
Yeah.
chill.
Eh. Sorry, I'm freaked out.
We know, nigga.
Alright, let's just go.
I mean, a pretty different vibe in the Chaos side. I mean, they seem, even after losing that round, like they are comfortable right now. I mean, they're in a spot that they put themselves in for good reason, and through this event, I mean, they've only dropped 1 series, and they're looking to keep it that way.
Yeah, Graf, go ahead. Get those Yiddies out.
And,
yeah,
and you
no,
know
you
what?
can-
They're vibing. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
in there.
exactly. And they really are just sort of along for the ride here. They're out here, they're vibing, they're enjoying their time. You can tell that these guys have sort of worked on their chem and they're just sitting there chopping it up, playing some COD, and it's really sort of what we want to do here, you know? Like obviously it is serious where we take this seriously, but at the end of the day, you get to play with your boys, you're playing for a bit of cash. Like, let's just vibe out, have a good time, and that's exactly what they're doing. And you can just sort of see the results in how sort of relaxed they are and calm, cool, and collected. There's no urgency to the comms, there's nothing like that, but still they're coming out and 4-1 in an S&D while just sort of chopping it up with their boys. That was I don't know, it's impressive, man.
Chaos have been making their case for being that second, third, fourth best team for a while. I mean, they've more or less solidified it in my eyes that they're in at least that 4th place spot. I'd say second or third even right now in the league. I mean, they're going to get a good shot at some of the other top teams if they are able to convert this series, which, I mean, at this point, I don't want to write Galaxy off too early, but they need a spark. They need more than that. They need a flint and steel right now. They need to get something going in that VC. They need to get something going in their mentality right now because there's just nothing going on for Galaxy. Even after that round win, I mean, they immediately just get bodied in the next round. They do get a couple opening picks here. An opportunity. Logano going to trade one back onto Royal. Immediately gets taken down by Drix. Now it's all down to Markel. He's got a great surprise angle, though. Not sure if they'll expect him up this close. Yes, they do now after they get spotted. That should make this 1v2 impossible, but we've seen crazier things already this series. 3 on the board already this leg for Markel, looking to make it 5. Still 2 in his way. Spots, well, apologies, wrong person, Drix. Spots his teammate, almost takes down Markel, but almost gets taken down himself. As that timer wears thin, Markel, your opportunities start to dwindle. That shell out, I can't say I'm a huge fan of, but the bomb check comes through. And that should just about do it. I mean, Markel does the most they can, but Galaxy, off of back a couple good early kills, will find the round. They just need to replicate that a couple more times, and they can be right back in there.
Yeah, you know, and that's really what it comes down to is if you find the openers, you set yourself up for success, and it's really just not what we've sort of been seeing out of Galaxy. Galaxy seems to have been maybe finding one, but then not being able to trade out after that, or, you know, Kaos just finds a couple to start the round. You see Blue Gatorade pop a 2-piece, you know, Mythical pop a couple, Mark will pop a couple, and it just definitely sort of puts a damper on things. Royal is currently just tucked away, waiting for his team to get on this bomb. Doom6 going to be able to find one with the knife. Markle not going to be able to find the trade either. The pistol shots do not ring true. Ascent going to be able to find one on the Mythical, leaving Logano up in a 1v4. Not going to be able to find anyone. And Galaxy, they're fighting back here.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say we. I was writing them off a little quick there, maybe. I mean, now they're only 1 round back in this S&D, and they had a couple really dominant rounds in a row. I mean, I talk about it so much, but the momentum, I mean, all it takes is a couple rounds like that where you really have some dominant victories, 1 on attack, 1 on defense. You know you can do it on both ends of the play now. You've just got to do it again and again and again.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it comes down to is being able to sort of string a couple rounds together in a row. That they've been able to do it as of now, but are they going to be able to find a third and bring us to a 4-4 situation? Mark will going to be able to find the first, but the trade is in from Gdrix on to Logano. Is not looking great for either of these teams. Doom6 is going to be able to find one, but he gets instantly traded out as well. Once again, by Mythical Gatorade, looking for any kind of intel. Bomb is down fairly deep in attacker spawn. The last player is also in attacker spawn, looking to grab this bomb. Gdrix doesn't find that player tucked away. Glass, he's been spotted, and there it goes. Kaos find another 2-round lead, looking to close things out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit obvious at this point, but I'm going to call this a must-win for Galaxy. I mean, I say it again and again, you cannot afford to go down 0-2. I mean, we see so few reverse sweeps, and it's for good reason. So often, I mean, the better team just closes it out. And I mean, for now, Kaos is playing like the better team. Galaxy, you've got to find a response. You've got to string 3 rounds together. We know you can do it. You've shown it to us earlier in the season, earlier in the cup. And you've already got 2 in a row this map. You know you can do it on both sides of the play. Kaos, meanwhile, they're going to try to shut the door on this one with a fast B execute. They're just going to try to up the tempo, make things happen. They got some players in position. Royal's got to get huge, but he gets absolutely bulldozed. Ascent trades one out, but it's a great trade from Blue Gatorade. 5-kill streak for Mythical. Does have an RCXD looking towards that Hellstorm, but it might not be necessary. Only 2 remaining for Galaxy. 1 on the long wrap, 1 being wrapped himself. 1 kill found from Drix. Markel finds the wrap on a Doom 6 as it's Drix in a 1v2. This will decide the map as Drix up close and personal doesn't check the corner, and Kaos, they'll find a 2-map lead as they're up. He's eaten this lunch a little bit recently, but it's still good old vault control. In we go. Kaos on offense first. I'm going to call it right now. If Kaos wins this first offense round, this map is over.
You know what? I'll co-sign that. I have no problem co-signing that. Doom 6, however, getting active, going to be able to find a couple there before Logano finds his trade. A site is being captured. Ascent going to be able to find one before getting taken out. That capture progress is slowly ticking by. First tick of progress on A captured. 26 to 26 is the life count. 2 players up top. Cat. Both have made their presence known and both get out with their lives. However, Mythical and Markle are going to be able to find a couple. G-Drix tucked away in this corner by A. Now sort of heading towards double doors, gets sniffed out by Logano, and he gets shut down. 23 to 22, A progress still being captured. Mythical going to be able to find Ascent. Sorry, that's Blue Gatorade. Got to stay on top of that. Doom 6 looking for anything here. Gets tagged up just a little bit. Flies into A, but not ready for 2 guns looking at him. And that is going to be the A point captured. Bit of a stabilization here as Ascent's going to be able to find 2. G-Drix going to be able to find 1. Logano finds G-Drix in the background. Logano finds another in the background. Royal going to be able to find one up top. Cap before getting traded out. 18 to 16. 1 minute 30 remaining. Big win there out of G-Drix. Almost got snapped on. Blue Gatorade trying to get into the back. Not going to be able to do so as Royal, Ascent, and G-Drix got that push down. Send everybody back to spawn. And Galaxy are finally sort of looking a little bit more comfortable here.
Yeah, they're getting a spawn trap going. That's when you know, I mean, you've got your full squad firing on all cylinders. This spawn trap is absolutely perfect. Already so many lives bled down. Royal and Ascent again combined for 3. And once again, Galaxy continue to fight back. They're stuck in their spawn for the side of Kaos. 6 lives against 13. I mean, it's already a little bit out of grip right now as Drix. 8 and 4 already. He's having a much, much better map than we saw in the first 2. And that's what this Galaxy team needs. They need performances like that. But meanwhile, Kaos, they can string a couple kills together in a row. Doom 6, though, shuts that down. Trophy Car Bomb will find that kill. Down goes Logano, and that one will be permanent. There's only 2 lives left for Kaos. That should just about do it as Royal on this flank finds the player top. Okay, never mind, Markel. I was unfamiliar with your game. Finds that one, but even still, Drix will find that trade. It's Markel against the world, 1v8. And I mean, already a 3 streak on the board. If somehow he gets out of this with a Hellfire, you know what? More power to him. But yeah, this one just about over. 3 ticks on the board for Kaos. Honestly, less than I would have expected after such a strong start.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think that's not so much anything to do with Kaos. It's more so to do with Galaxy. Galaxy finally seemed to sort of settle in, maybe settle the nerves a little bit. Who knows? Had a no, everybody's under the age of 18. I was going to say had a beverage, but I take that back. But at least I hope not. But yeah, Ascent just doing a great job at locking things down here in the play of the game, and Galaxy did just a great job of sort of locking in that spawn trap as soon as the opportunity appeared. And yeah, that's sort of what comes from, you know, the spawn trap is you get a very easy round. You can just sort of pick your feet up, lock them in spawn, and really just sort of focus on those gunfights. But Logano going to find the opener here on to Royal. They are trying to answer back, not give up more than 3 ticks, but progress being made on A already. Oh my goodness, Doom 6 absolutely choked there on Logano. Fergus on B coming in fairly early. Player is spotted. Logano shuts that down as well. Ascent coming in for the trade. Going to manage to find Markle there. progress is halted on all fronts. It looks like we're sort of leaning more towards this B side, but Doom6 is going to get cleaned up. Nobody on time. Logano shuts that down real quick, says, no, sir, my spawn's off limits today. Logano has been spotted, but has yet to spot this player underneath him. Ascent with a big win there does get brought down to one shot. One player capping A, one player capping B. This can be really good or really bad. As of now, the jury is still out. Doom6 trying to get active on this A point, hops up, gets swiftly dealt with. Diedrichs pushes forward. He gets cleaned up by Mythical, I believe.
Yeah, was Mythical on that one. I mean, this is the danger you run into when you try to hit both sides, try to split your presence. The timer starts to become a real problem, and I mean, the gunfight losses aren't helping either. Down 6 lives, they fight back a little bit out of their own spawn. They do get an opportunity, but they elect for the A. They realize they have to get that timer extension, and soon. As Doom6 in position, gets stunned up. Dangerous fight. Drick's able to find it. Logano, bad timing for a team kill. It's Markel actually that finds a teammate, and then it's Galaxy that finds a team kill as well. Logano finds 2 off the back of that, though. And that timer still continues to expire. A, just barely not captured for Galaxy. But with this life deficit, I mean, they still would have had to go all the way through B. That 3rd tick, though, puts Kaos in the lead ticks-wise, and they're going to look to keep it that way. 2 seconds, 1 second, 0.6 on the board. One more clear off, and that will do it. Kaos, a great defensive round to hold Galaxy to 2 ticks.
Yeah, you know, and we were talking earlier just about how 3 was a little shocking out of Chaos. Galaxy not being able to close out that A point was shocking to me. It looked like they had everything locked down, and then just one player manages to slip through the hole in the ground, finds 2 team kills left, right, and center, and Chaos managed to, you know, find the kills, find the time to clear the point, and they come out one tick ahead and tied in round count.
Yeah, Chaos now with the chance to do it on offense. They're the ones setting the bar for the upcoming defense round of Galaxy. And a win sets it, I want to say, almost impossibly high with how we've seen both of these teams play the defense so far. But Drix, that's an awkward fight, and one he won't come out on top of. It's Logano finding that kill. As look at the extension across the map here from Chaos. They want this map control, and they're really worried about Ascent in the back. He gets 1. Looking for number 2. Logano gets cleared out by Doom6. That's a dangerous opportunity now. Ascent finds a great shot there. Down goes Markel. Trade does come through, though, from Mythical. Opportunity given to Chaos to try to keep this map control, but Drix and Doom6 have something to say about that. Great shots there. Try to keep things rolling. Good flank there. Almost a whiff from Blue Gatorade. Will clean up the kill. 3 dead now for Chaos. They'll get some time on. Try to get this first tick gone. Look at number 5 on your minimap, Doom6. He's just holding this space, trying to find timing for the rest of his team to make something happen. Goes a little too early, though, and he gets shut down. Markel and Mythical combined for 3. That's the A gone in the blink of an eye. 3 ticks already on the board. And Chaos, they don't want to be denied just yet. They're up 3 lives. They want this B. They try to get art control, but Blue Gatorade gets shut down early. Logano's going to go down as well before a couple trades from Mythical and Blue Gatorade come through. Enough to keep the lives just yet, but not enough to get a great purchase onto this B side for Chaos at this time.
Yeah, you know, but that purchase is coming in. They've filled out the order. Amazon Prime shipping should be here any minute. As I say that, Galaxy does manage to stabilize. Ascent is going to get picked up out of spawn, though. Mythical, it's just trades back and forth at this point. 1 minute remaining. 13 to 16 is the life count. 13 to 15, like I said, just trades back and forth. Doom6 going to be able to find Mythical there. Royal in the back. Clock has been stopped just momentarily, though, but every moment matters in such a tight game here. Diedrich's going to be able to find 1 from that top art position. 1 player has made his way through statue. Not sure if Diedrichs is aware of him yet, but it doesn't matter because that's going to be a 3 down. Ascent is the only player to fall on the side of Galaxy there. Galaxy able to stabilize for the time being. Ascent going to be able to find a couple there. Big shots into G-Drix there, but both players escape with their life. Blue Gatorade going to be able to find that one somehow on the Royal. And 8-4. It's now a game of S&D for the side of Galaxy. Every life so crucial. 8v1. Last player alive is Doom6. Bit of a team kill.
I want to see Kaos not fight him here. Great play from Kaos at the end to just win on ticks. They've guaranteed that they get the side they want on that round 5 if we get there. But taking that offense round means Kaos is more than in the driver's seat right now. They have a fantastic chance to close out this series as Drix. I mean, we get a replay of this. This is just how important the top art positioning can be. I mean, these gunfights are so hard to win as the players down B Street. And I mean, even without top art control, Kaos, they play the trades beautifully. It was a checkerboard in the kill feed for what felt like an eternity. And even still, they're able to convert. Galaxy now do or die. Tournament life on the line. Doom6 and Royal, I want to see a little bit more out of those two, as Drix and Ascent have been pulling the majority of the weight so far.
Yeah, and you know, Ascent doing his thing, G-Drix doing his thing, but Doom6 11-18, Royal 11-23. Definitely not what you expected to see out of either of these young men, but progress is being made over at B. 1 tick captured so far. Make it 2. Sorry, and it was
hill.
2. It's on the way to 3. G-Drix going to be able to find that one as well. Progress on A is being made. That was a weird gunfight. Markle is able to win it though. Clock still being stopped. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in this round. 23-25 is the life count. Big break there as Markle does burst in the door and shut him down. The Mythical going to be able to find Doom6 up on top. Cat. There is a player in a defender side lobby that is going to have to be found before any progress can be made on this A point for the side of Kaos. Kaos burst in, able to find 1, stopping the clock. Big wins there at a Blue Gatorade. Going to be able to find 2. Yeah, it's really just a game of trades at this point. No real progress over on A. They do have the 1 tick. Oh my goodness, Markle, turn the sound EQ off. Good Lord, my man. That was absurd.
That's a tough position for Galaxy. They're up a life, and this A side much easier than the B. But when all eyes are on it, it turns into an absolute death trap, and they find a couple of opening kills. That's the 2nd tick, looking for number 3. Halfway there already. They're stacking it up. It has to be now for Kaos, and it's not. It's never. As Galaxy, they'll force around 5. They're going to have to do it on offense again, but I love the set play on towards that B side. You have 1 wrapping in late through A, down to bottom vault, catching Kaos, napping. And they get that B for free. They're not going to be able to get away with that again, though, for the side of Galaxy. This next offense round is going to be rough.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be rough, but they have shown that Kaos can bleed on the defense, and now it's just finding that spot, finding that small opening again to shut this down and send us to a game 4. On the flip side, Kaos don't want to see that game 4. They want to get it done in 3. They want to have their rest time, their whatever you want to call it. They want as much time as possible to just sort of sit there and get refreshed. And once again, instantly onto this B point. 2 players. The stack is in. Ascent going to be able to find that one. Finding the stabilizer, but no progress made over at B. That tick not completed, not confirmed. Ascent trying to make his way here. Doesn't want his teammates to die in vain. Wants to get this first tick through. However, over on the A point, there is progress being made. Trades going back and forth. Nothing really being found. Once again, Ascent onto this B point. manages to escape with his life. 32 and 26. Not going to be able to find that one as Mythical Shots with the pistol are just too good. But Blue Gatorade trying to be the one-man army, holding these players from Galaxy in spawn. Looks like his team finally joining the party. No progress on either site has been had yet, and only 40 seconds remain in the round. A few big kills coming through for Galaxy. That's going to be 2 dead in the feed. However, Kaos managed to find 2 equalizers. Logano running around with a pistol, able to find Royal. G-Drix trying to clear out his spawn. Does spot that player on water. Not going to be able to find the kill quite yet. And he actually falls to the hands of Blue Gatorade. Trades going back and forth. Finally, some progress over at the B site, but only momentarily. That gets shut down, and time is dwindling. 11 lives remain for the side of Galaxy. Make it 9 and 19 for the side of Kaos. No progress on either site. 5 seconds remain, and it looks like Kaos wanted to bounce back, and they got it, shutting it down. Not a single tick achieved on our